By now, you've heard the phrase Netflix and chill. Chances are you heard it a lot in 2015. So many times that you're fucking sick of it, and you just wish the phrase would die as quick a death as the swing music revival of the late 90s. The idea behind it is that a person invites another person over to their home under the pretense that they're gonna just be hanging out, relaxing, and watching a movie on Netflix, the popular streaming service where you spend more time looking at shit that's on there than you do actually watching movies. But in this case, it doesn't matter what you pick, because the movie is irrelevant. The idea is that 10 or 15 minutes into the movie, you're gonna try and toss yourself on top of them and flop around on your couch naked for a little bit. I once read an article that said, "It's safe to say our current generation is defined by Netflix and chill." I think it's safe to say that the author has no idea what the fuck they're talking about and has a poor grasp at best on social history. If one were to say this generation was defined by a belief that the most mundane of accomplishments are worthy of praise and reward, or by the concept that everyone's feelings should be taken into consideration even when you're feeding delusions to do so, or by the ability to become rich and famous without having any sort of talent beyond being in the right place at the right time or fucking someone on camera and having it leaked, those are statements I could get behind. These are things that are fairly new to society, developments that have happened in the last 20 years or less. But to say the idea of asking someone to come over and watch a movie with the ulterior motive of getting them alone, beside you, on a soft surface where you can comfortably penetrate them, is somehow a new concept or generation defining is absolutely fucking absurd. If you're 20, let's say your parents had you when they were about 26, seems like a good average age, and their parents had them when they were 26. That means that your grandparents were born in 1943. When they were 26, it was 1969 when they had one of your parents. In October of 68, your grandpa probably took your grandma to watch Bullet at the theater, let Steve McQueen warm her up with his dreamy eyes and roguish attitude, and fingered her silly in the back row before taking her home, porking her, and popping out your mommy or daddy 9 months later. Your parents would continue this cycle in mid to late 1994, when they rented a tape of Jurassic Park from Blockbuster, and halfway through the movie, your dad made an awkward pass at your mom that he thought was really cool but wasn't, and she just went along with it because she was desperate and horny and jealous that her ex had moved on and was fucking someone prettier now. And 9 months later, in 1995, you came to be. Netflix and chill is not new. The only thing new is the technology, and giving it a stupid name that went viral on the internet. It's basically been around since the 50s, maybe earlier. No one called it drive-in and relax. You just went to the drive-in, folded down the back seats, and humped each other until the upholstery needed a good scrubbing. This article I had read, which was from some shitty blog, complained that Netflix and chill makes actual dating lose its value. With the old, remember when a man would pick up his date and go have dinner with them? This just in, everyone. Netflix has destroyed the restaurant business. All restaurants have closed. Grocery stores are also struggling, as no one invites someone over for a home-cooked meal either. The only form of sustenance now is the semen siphoned from a man's penis while watching an Aziz Ansari special. Back to you, Anderson. If anything, wouldn't that make actual dating gain value? As a real date with an actual man who will actually get dressed and leave his home to do something in public with you is now considered rare by idiots like this woman, who's clearly only meeting douchebags from Tinder who just want to stay at home, wear sweatpants, and have a girl come by to blow them without ever having to leave the comforts of their own living room. The writer also says, it's ruining everything for people who just want to chill and watch movies. Because she's apparently the most naive fucking idiot on the planet who thinks that a guy would ever invite a girl they don't know very well over just to compare and contrast Kubrick and Hitchcock's directing styles. Which brings me to this point. If your issue with Netflix and chill is that you feel like you're being tricked, you're a moron. If someone of the opposite sex, or of the same sex if you swing that way, that you have not established a friendship with, invites you over to watch a movie, they don't want to watch a movie. This is the same as the old, want to come in for coffee? After a date. Enjoying a cup of hot water filtered through some ground up beans with another person wasn't the real goal. It's a means to an end. Or a means to your end. If you met this person on a dating website, or at a friend's party, or in a bar, and they text you, "Hey, wanna come over and watch TV?" They're not interested in binge watching Jessica Jones, they're interested in binge fucking your face. If this is something you're not interested in, don't go. It's amazing how freedom of choice works, isn't it? If a guy you don't know well invites you to spend time alone in his apartment and you want a real date, just say, "How about we go for dinner first?" And if they're like, "Nah, I just feel like staying in. You should come over and chill," you say, "No thanks. Text me when you feel like going out." And if he doesn't text you again, congrats. You just screened out another loser. If you don't like the idea of Netflix and chill, don't take part in it. When it comes to dating, just like Netflix itself, there's a lot of options available to you. And sure, most of it is fucking awful. But you don't just have to settle on the first piece of shit you land on. There's all sorts of choice out there. You'll eventually find something you like, but you'll probably have to wade through a whole bunch of trash first.